Yeah, hi guys, Peter back for another video. I'm going to do an album review today. I'm going to do a very underrated band in my opinion. Um, they've had, I consider, a lot of good songs, but I'm not familiar with every album, but I know probably half of their catalogue. But one album I do know is this one, Thin Lizzy, Johnny the Fox, from 1976. 10 tracks, clocks in at 36 minutes. The band is, of course, the bass player Phil Lynott. He was a singer and, of course, big songwriter. The main songwriter, they had Scott Gorham on guitar for this album, Brian Robertson, Scottish guitarist. Scott Gorham was an American, and of course, Phil and the drummer Brian Downey, Irish. So the Irish band, of course. And yep, 10 tracks, 36 minutes. And the songs are Johnny is the first song, Rocky, then Borderline, Don't Believe a Word, Fool's Gold, Johnny the Fox Meets Jimmy the Weed, Old Flame, Massacre, Sweet Marie, and Boogie Woogie Dance. There you go. And it kicks off with Johnny. It's a decent rocker without being... It's not one of my favourite songs on the album, to tell you the truth. I like it. It's a decent rocker to start off the album. And the next song is Rocky. Rocky is pretty decent as well. I don't like it as much as Johnny. I prefer Johnny, the first track, to Rocky, but Rocky's pretty decent to good. A good rocker again. So it starts off with those two rockers. Now, third track, a great song, very slow number, very emotive sort of vocal from Phil Lynott, and a fantastic song. This is give this one a listen. Borderline, love this one. I loved it right away when I heard it way back, but such a great song it is. Borderline. That is the third song on the album, and a real great song. Then the big single from the album was Don't Believe a Word. This is a very catchy rock tune. It's not over long, real catchy, and a great piece of writing by Phil. I mean, Phil is a great writer. There's no question. He's got a poet. He's got a bit of is like a poet in a way. Very poetic lyrics, and just a great songwriter. And that is a great song for that one there. Now, Fool's Gold. I believe it's about the famine in Ireland. I believe so. There's a famine. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do like that song. I find it quite rather catchy. Not as good as the previous two, but a real good song. Then we go to Johnny the Fox Meets Jimmy the Weed. Pretty good song, that one. I like it a lot, although I wouldn't class it as my favorite on the album. I do like the song. That's Johnny the Fox versus Jimmy the Weed. Old Flame, just a decent song for me. I wouldn't say it's sensational. A decent sort of song, and that's that. Then we got Massacre, a good rocker. Always like Massacre. Pretty good rocking tune. We always like that one. Then that tender ballady type song is next, Sweet Marie. Very nice song. And finally finishes with Boogie Woogie Dance. Bit of a, I guess, silly fun song, but decent song. So you got a few high points on this album. Borderline, Don't Believe a Word, Fool's Gold, I think. Johnny the Fox Meets Jimmy the Weed, Massacre, and the rest are pretty decent to good. So it's considered one of their better albums. I like the album. I don't know if it's my favorite album. I think I prefer Jailbreak a little bit to this, but I do like this, and with those songs in particular. I might choose my three favourites. I'm going to go, where do I go from here? I might go Borderline number one, Don't Believe a Word, and, what should I go? I might go Johnny the Fox Meets Jimmy the Weed at number three. But there's other good tracks, of course. Massacre's a good one, and Fool's Gold. But yeah, pretty solid release from them, I think. That's a pretty good album. I give the album, how much should I give it out of 10? I give it a solid 8. I wouldn't give it any more than that, or probably any less than that. I considered giving it 7.5, but I think that'd be probably an injustice. I think a fair score for this, for me anyhow, would be an 8 out of 10. You might disagree, you might think it's a 10, fair enough. But I'll give it a solid 8. I mean, there's some really good tracks up there with Thin Lizzy's greatest tracks. There's a couple of okay songs, and well, I guess you could say fair to okay songs. But there we have it. 8 out of 10 for Thin Lizzy's Johnny the Fox. What do you think of Thin Lizzy? I think they're underrated. I think I need to hear all their albums, but I'm really familiar with Johnny the Fox and Jailbreak, but I like, there's an early albums, the album Fighting and Nightlife I've heard quite a bit. But there you go, guys, an 8 out of 10 for me for Johnny the Fox by Thin Lizzy. What do you think of the album? Comment down below and tell me your favourite songs off this album and all things Thin Lizzy. So I thought I'd try that today. Just something a bit different, a bit of Thin Lizzy, a band I've always enjoyed. So there you go, guys. See you soon. Bye.